But now I live in Idaho in this tiny little town. There's just like a few thousand people who live there, and it's Trump territory. So I got to be a little careful. But I'm still out there on the streets with my protest signs every now and then. But yeah, there's
Nice.
like slaughter trucks at the gas station, just a regular thing, in this tiny
Yeah.
little town. But so I don't really have any activist friends, unfortunately, or any vegan friends. I don't have any friends at all really down there. But I got some family, so that's good. And I got my puppy dogs.
Yeah. Well, when you first went vegan, did you have that support group? Did you know vegans, or you're just like, screw this, I'm doing it?
Exactly. Yeah, I
Mm.
didn't know anybody. I didn't have, the leaflet or the websites or all the great vegan options that people got nowadays. We just buckled down and did it because it's the right thing to do.
That's right.
And
I had the PETA website is basically all I had, and I
okay,
had
yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
and that helps though for sure.
yeah, back in the day
So
it did.
yeah, and so I remember one of my friends went vegan after I did, Richard. So that was really cool. I was proud of him for that. But that was the only one. So, for 5 years, I tried, veganizing my friends by showing them the videos and explaining everything. But yeah, nobody ever came around really. And so I was
Mm.
like, oh, I got to move to California to find me a vegan community because I know there's a bunch of activists out there.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, so I definitely found that and it was great.
What part of California?
Well, I went to Los Angeles and Berkeley, and we did some activism in San Francisco as well. Like, yeah,
Very cool. Damn, I was in Berkeley and I lived in Berkeley from 2005 to 2008, I want to say. I went to
okay,
school there, and that's when I went vegan. I went vegan in 2005
cool,
in Berkeley, and we had Berkeley Bowl and stuff like that, but even though it gets that town gets a kind of reputation for being really liberal and everything. There really weren't that many vegans when I went. Like, we had a Cafe Gratitude and stuff, but that shit was so expensive. I wasn't eating there, you
exactly,
know. I was eating like fruits and berries, anything that like. But there was a cool frugivore, like freegan movement where people like urban fruit foraging, where
yeah,
if it's hanging over the sidewalk, you can pick the fruit. And the early days of the internet, really, you could like find it online. Oh, there's lemons, and you can like run out there and grab lemons and shit. I mean, that was pretty cool.
yeah. It,
But
it has Berkeley has its perks, but it's really expensive. And like you said, considering that as a town as a whole, they pride themselves on being really progressive, but
yeah.
there's a huge housing crisis because they're not really taking care of the poor well enough. So a
There's a
lot
lot
of
of NIMBY going on over there. Not in my backyard type of thing
yeah,
happening. And well, yeah, I lived on the border of Berkeley and Oakland, and we had rent control, but I lived in a semi-subterranean apartment for which I took student loans, and I'm still paying them off. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
it's rough.
there's yeah, whatever. It's the thing. But that's cool though. You moved to LA, and that's where you found your activist roots. That's how you were
Yeah.
like, I'm. That's cool.
Well, I mean, I would consider myself having already been an activist that 5 years in Albuquerque because I really was, like talking to everybody, coworkers and strangers on the street and shit like that. But like
Yeah.
every cashier I could find, like leave them a video on a piece of paper, like, hey, check out this video, even if it was just like a handwritten little note. But like
Yeah.
nowadays, let me show you this real quick. Everywhere I go, I got these professional like activist cards that I made. Oh, I got my green
Hold on a
screen
sec.
on, so you can't really see
Let's
it.
see. Let me see here. Let me see. Let me see. There we go. How can I get just you up there? Hold on a second. Let's. I'm gonna give me a second. We're gonna do
If
this.
we,
Watch this.
okay,
Boom. There.
all right.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, it just. I see a picture of
yeah,
you, sort of. So they're
right.
cards. They're like
There you
business
go. Yeah,
cards.
yeah. So like, here's me holding a pig,
Yeah.
a little photo, and then it's kind of like the anonymous for the voiceless cards, where it's got Darius Scary on YouTube
Yeah.
and things like that, and then one of my videos, and then recipes, and then a little quote down here at the bottom from me, which says, "If it's wrong to kick an animal, isn't it worse to cut their head off?"
Yeah.
And I
I
think
love
that's pretty
that.
powerful. And then on the other side, you got me flexing, showing I got my vegan protein here,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah. You gotta have that.
a little cat and a pig, and then a
Uh
little quote I got talking about how speciesism is similar to racism and that kind of thing. So
Dude, I really like that. And they're like business cards. They're kind of like, oh, let me see this one. Let's do this.
yeah, and then this one is like health facts, right? Like from the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetic and stuff. So this will be like a little quote from them, a quote from another health association, and then some Netflix videos, right, about
Mm-hmm.
your health. And then on this side is about the environment. And so you'll
Yeah.
see like, all kinds of quotes from the United Nations, and then videos to watch on Netflix, like Cowspiracy and things like that. So I'm really happy I got these cards, my friend
Yeah.
Robin helped me make them, and they turned out really good. So if anybody wants some professional business cards, you can hit me up, or hit up my buddy
Yeah.
Robin, or you just do it through Vistaprint,
That's what I thought. I was gonna say it has to be Vistaprint, right? Because they even give you like your first 50 for free still or something like that.
I'm
They
not
do some.
sure,
They used to
but it's,
give you like 1,000 for free or something
oh, really?
stupid. Back when business cards were popular, they'd be like your first 1,000 free with Vistaprint, and they would have like a little Vistaprint logo on them, but they were
Wow.
free. So like, I've started lots of businesses in my life.
Cool.
Um, like, I'm a serial entrepreneur, and I just started a lot of shit. And bands, when I was in bands, I would be like, oh, my band needs business cards,
Yeah.
Vistaprint, and I'd get like a bunch of business cards and give them to like any venues, or I just
Yeah,
give it them
totally.
all. Yeah, I like that, like a vegan business card with little info with some quotes and stuff on it. It's perfect.
Yeah, it works out really well, and people seem to respond to it. So everywhere I go, I hand those cards out.
And there's some light activism too. It's not like all the in your face stuff. And I know a lot of people have a hard time with some of the more vocal stuff, which is kind of funny because I actually have a harder time doing I don't know. I have a harder time getting over because I'm so tall. I get really kind of nervous about being intimidating around people when
Oh, I
I
got you.
when I do like street outreach. But when I'm screaming and yelling, it really serves me to be intimidating because like that restaurant manager coming up to you and like trying to talk shit, they don't do that to me. They're like,
Got
"Hello,
you.
sir. Would you please
Sir.
leave?" Yeah.
Excuse me, sir. Okay, cool.
Excuse me,
Yeah.
sir. Yeah, that's we're gonna have to
Nice.
call the police if you keep on going, sir.
Right. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
That might be helpful. Yeah, because I'm kind of a short dude. I'm only like 5'10", So, um,
But I
but
bet you the well, that's not short. That's like average American, right? I mean, that's perfect though. That's like the perfect height to do outreach.